All right, as far as exterior on this car, I'm pretty surprised. It's really good shape, especially from coming from like California and stuff. They have a lot of road rage. So panels are all really good. You do have like a couple minor like surface, but this has the plastic here, so you can't really like touch up paint, right? It's a plastic wrap, and you can kind of catch your nails on it, that protected the paint, and that little mark is on top of that. I did find right here, it did get in there and they touched it up, so it's got the plastic, like you see where they touched it up and everything, like here, but the plastic's on there, so it's weird. It's like they touched it up over the plastic, like right here you can really feel where the paint's sitting on top of it instead of in the issue. Kind of go down on there a little bit. Camera's struggling, the sun's out, it's really nice today, but it's like, oh, what the heck's going on? You see they just rubbed something. It's touch up, color match the touch up, but you can't unsee it once you see it. Panels and everything are really good, no real scratching or door dings. Shocked about that. Glass is all in good shape, except there is a chip on the front windshield. I always bring that kind of stuff up because these safety glass with the cameras and stuff, they're not cheap to fix anymore, and chips only get bigger, and there's a little bit of cracking off of there, so just something to keep in mind. But front end's really good, none of that chin's chewed up or anything like that. Wheels are in really good shape. Tires are from 24, so that's awesome. It's already got a new set on it. Looks great, trim's great. All right, so this is our engine bay portion. These are electronically monitored dipsticks, so you basically just get into the computer and then it measures it while it sits here and idles like this and tells you good, add, or too much. Says it's good. You did have questions about how to check the oil and stuff. So in here they do have a baffle there, but underneath there's a little plate there too, and it's pretty clean. It's not like caked up, there's not a lot of buildup there, but honestly beyond that it's really hard to tell, especially on modern engines. You have your turbo on the backside here. If you were having oil issues, the turbo is where it would get cooked and kind of create deposits. This is a very quiet engine. Under throttle it's very quiet. The turbo's not giving any odd sounds or anything. They do a mild cleaning on these cars when they do their oil changes, so keep that in mind. What I would probably do is a shorter oil change on the first one, maybe like 3,000 miles, and see what that looks like. Honestly, without pulling up the whole top end or a valve cover to really see, you can't honestly tell because they baffle these fillers. I would have to like disassemble the top cover here to even look in there further, but there's a baffle below that grate and it's clean, it's silver, it's not tingy gold or any of that. So I wouldn't stress. This isn't giving me any weird sounds that sound like it's having any kind of oil issues. These have little gears on the cams that kind of open and close to change your valves as you drive. You would be having issues with that. You would have codes for those. Your monitors would have picked something up on there. So it's not giving that it was affected. Keep in mind, a lot of modern, especially hybrid technology cars usually go about 10,000 miles on an oil change. You can't pay me to do that, but that's what the dealers are saying. So keep that in mind, you know, in the back of your pocket. But overall, I mean, it's already been through recon. They've already cleaned this out. You can see like down in this stuff like here, it was pretty dirty. I'm sure, you know, that person went to the dealer the one time from the Carfax link you sent me. They probably didn't like the experience and just never went back, or they got info they didn't want to hear about servicing the car. Who knows? People are touchy. My main thing I would say to you, run this oil change for about 3,000 miles, change it, and see what it looks like. Be there for it. I don't see any cause for issues. Like typically you'll have, you know, like gum under here and just gunk in here, right? So none of that. I don't see anything stress here. Electric power steering. Crash supports are the way they were assembled. There's not much space in this engine bay. You would very easily be able to tell if tools are put on these at any point to change or move or repair anything. The paint's all still on there. So, really good engine bay. Alright, so the front here, this is going to be the front of the car looking towards the back. So this is a front wheel drive vehicle. There's no drive in the rear. But you're missing this splash guard here. But everything else is there, like all the panels and plastics are there. But you can see where those red things are supposed to be, where it screws into. So that is gone. We're gonna go to each corner and just kind of touch base. All right, so we're at the driver front corner. This is gonna be your body here. And then that's gonna be exhaust, subframe. So subframe bolts to the body. And that's how newer cars are. And then we'll go back here. This is gonna be a lift point that they put in. The other one's a pinch weld up front. And then your gas tank saddles the exhaust right there. All right, so this does have a hitch equipped on it with wire, a 4-pin wire. I'm not sure what the tow capacity on here is with that hitch setup. It's just into the tie bar, so it's not a lot. Cool thing I noticed here with that, see that gold bar right there? So that's like a leaf spring or something that goes from side to side. The Corvettes used to do that back in the day. Super cool. When I saw that, I was like, no way, that's awesome. This thing drives great. Sporty. I was genuinely shocked about how this car handled for a Volvo. It's probably valved to make it quiet, opens when you're flooring it. But as you see, no differential there, so front wheel drive, and no axles. We're gonna keep moving. Lift point also in good shape, more plastics. Like I said, all the plastics are there except for that front one. So you might even ask, see if the service guys dropped it or something, forgot it or whatever. All really good shape, really dry, nice clean, no rust or any kind of damage or anything. Very dry area this car came from. All right, so we are gonna go through and do our interior portion here. I always start with the steering wheel. So this is gonna be your cruise control, adaptive cruise and everything, and then your screen controls and radio controls. Current mileage when we did our test drive, 45,712. As you can see down at the bottom, we did about 11.6 miles. Hold on a second. Saturdays in this town, you know. So here's gonna be your screen. The maps was working when I first got in here, but then it said that someone signed out. So I don't know if it sent like a notification to them or something like that. Touchscreen, everything, and then you do have like cameras. You have heated, air-conditioned, heated steering wheel, seat, both sides. And then this is your shifter. You just pull it, that's neutral, pull it, drive, forward, neutral, forward, reverse, park. It's kind of weird that you have to tap it so many times, and then tap 3 times down or whatever is manual, and then side to side is how you shift. No paddles on the wheel. Auto wipers, auto lights, auto high beams. It does have the lane keep, and then it will actually use the steering wheel to kind of help with that. And then just kind of your basic controls there, so you don't have to use the screen. This does have a full top sunroof here. I'm gonna put this into reverse real quick. Just want to show the backup camera. The lift gate is open, that's why we're looking at the sky, but just keep that in mind. And then this is like your radar. Pause here and then go from the outside in. Alright, so looking in from the driver's side, I always like to look at the door card, mirror controls, memory seats, auto windows, and then there's also child locks here for the windows. You do have multi-adjustable seats on both sides. This does have the all-weather mats from Volvo. They look like they've been there for the life of the vehicle. So really good shape on the seat. Bolsters are still really, really stiff. You get a little bit of wrinkling here, but nothing I would say is wear. Going to the back, same thing. Door cord's in really good shape here. This area, I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't look like anyone ever used it. You see there, that's where I leaned on it. It's so like fresh. and leave marks in it still. Seat backs are in really good shape. It does have this center with the cup holders in it. These pop down to like push stuff through. I'm not sure why you'd ever need to do it like that. And then climate controls there. And then now that we're right here, so looking up, you have a whole top glass. The front half of the glass goes all the way to the back, like a sunroof. And then it does have a tilt option, and there is like a shade that'll cover this too. It's not really like an actual thick cloth, it's more like a thin cloth, so you still get some light. All right, here we are on the passenger side. Same story here. Seats are in really, really good shape. Multi-power options on the passenger side. Door card as well. This has memory seats for the passenger. I thought that was crazy. And then owner's manual and everything in there. Center console and all this is in good shape. Pretty cool. You can cover all that up. And you just push it back. Wireless charger. That concludes the interior. All right, so we're gonna do our trunk, lift gate, hatch, however you like to call it. It does have the all-weather mat here. It does have this privacy deal. It comes into this notch, not those. It comes to this notch, and then you can also send it up. So it like covers the back window, kinda. It's really weird in my opinion, but I thought it was cool. I'm gonna pause for a moment. I'm gonna open up the floor and just go through that. All right, so a lot of cars are starting to do this strap that holds everything up. That way you're not fighting it. You're already in a tough situation having to get in here anyways. Full height spare, not a full size spare. Looks like it's only to get you where you need to go type thing. Computer stuff, don't ever mess with that. I recommend don't touch it. And then you have your recovery hook, jack, and tools. And then they do have like a part in here. It seems like an oil filter or something. Yeah, it is an oil filter. No, it's not. It's lug nuts. Lug nuts. That's cool. So they probably got locking nuts somewhere. And then you just put that back down, push the floor in, right? Latch. Boom. Back to normal. And then it does have power lift gate, obviously. There is a button back here that when you push it, it'll shut and lock all the doors and everything, so you can just walk away after you got all your stuff. All right, so we're going through the computer on this one. I always start here, making sure this VIN is what matches what's on the vehicle. We are good there. Busy day. So this is gonna be our monitors here. All green checks, everything looking good here. That's what we like to see. Any of the gray circles are just monitors not supported. A lot of newer cars are going to overlap some of these, so like your heated cat and your heater monitor for your O2, all that stuff's going to like overlap to reduce redundancies, so that's good. All right, this portion here just shows we have no codes, all the monitors check out, everything looked good. All right, this here I always like to just do in front of everybody so you can see. No active codes, and we did 11.6 miles for our drive, so typically any kind of check engine lights or codes or issues will be resolved or found in 10 miles of driving. We're going to stop here and keep moving through the vehicle. All right, this is going to be a quick rack up. Really great condition for mileage on this. This is a front wheel drive model, hybrid turbo. This thing drives great. I have not been in a newer generation Volvo, and I was pleasantly surprised. Plenty of get up, very soft, very comfortable, very quiet, but you feel sporty, but you feel safe. It is telling you a lot of information while you drive. I like to turn the lights on, make it look alive and everything. Show you the tires look amazing on this guy. They have been replaced for 2-year-old, 3-year-old car, 4-year-old car. It's already got new tires. On the exterior, we found a little blemish on the bumper, chip in the windshield. Engine bay, clean. They did go through it. I know you had concerns about the oil changes. I don't see any signs of major issue of neglect. It's not saying like, hey, this hasn't been serviced ever. It just doesn't have the records. Here, when they do their recon, they do a mild cleaning when they do the oil change. I was saying in the engine bay, I'd probably just do a shorter duration on the oil change, see what that looks like, and then go from there. The problem is with the turbos, that's where it's going to cook the oil. If it was having issues, your turbo would be acting up, smoking, giving you sounds, whining, stuff like that. And this thing drives great, shifts good, handles well. I thought it was awesome when I got underneath here. I was checking to see, make sure, because it's really odd for us to not have all-wheel drive everything around here. They have this like leaf spring that goes from end to end. That's what the Corvettes did back in the day. I'm gonna say it again. I said it at one point in this video, but I'm gonna say it again. That's crazy to me. That's some performance aspects. Very good. It keeps everything centered, distributed evenly between the sides. It's an awesome system. The car drives great. Tons of features in this thing, lots and lots of stuff to do. The thing I would say, you're gonna have to get used to it. There's so many ways to go through different menus and find different information. I did struggle with that just a little bit. Other thing, does have the fully glass top on this, and it doesn't fully have like a closure. I'm gonna pause it. So this is what it looks like here. So that's what it is. It's like a thin membrane, so you can still get daylight through it. It's just not as harsh. And then I want to show you, this is your sunroof operation. There's no button here. You just slide your finger. It's the coolest thing. So overall, I'm pleasantly surprised with this. This is going to complete our inspection.